Well, hello friends, and welcome back to ASMR Koozie. Today, or tonight, is a box reveal from the past, along with some whispers and some touch tapping. This is going to be a showcase of the toys that I grew up with from the 90s. Maybe these are toys that you remember growing up. Maybe these are toys that you remember as a child. Maybe these are toys that you remember the commercials for. Who knows? But one thing for certain is these are the toys that I grew up with from the 90s. And of course, maybe some that I've added throughout the time. So sit back, relax, and watch and listen to the 90s, the toys of the 90s. The first toy that I ever remember from Christmas back in the 90s was this red cop car. This is, if I'm right, it is from 1993. Patent pending, made in China. This is a car that I got one Christmas from my dad. And for some reason, I've always kept it. And it's the first toy that I ever remember getting as a child. All the lights lit up with the buttons. I'm not sure if it still works if I put batteries in, but it's just a car that I've always kept in my collection from the 90s. Okay, well, let's see. Do y'all remember this guy from the movie Small Soldiers? Do you guys remember Archer from Small Soldiers? He's got a button on the back that you would push for his moves. From his moves. He had a sword at one time, or a knife, but I don't know where it's at. He also would make noise if you pushed this orange button on his shoulder. He was from Small Soldiers movie. He is a Gorgonite from the area of Gorgon. Greetings, Archer. Now shut up. Greetings, Koozie. Now shut up. Let's see. This one here was a toy that I had gotten my son, but he did not find it too exciting, I guess, so I ended up putting it in my collection. I believe it's missing a wheel, but it is the Ghostbuster Mobile. It still makes noise. I got this one maybe 2018. This one is always a crowd favorite for me. And when you get to hear the noise, everybody knows the Ghostbuster noise it makes. The Ghostbuster sirens. So, being a product of the 90s, back in the day, if you remember, Power Rangers were a big thing back then. And I was a big Power Ranger fan. So, a bunch of these toys are going to be Power Ranger based toys from the 90s, the originals. This guy here, Ninja, or he's from the Power Rangers. He's actually in his transformed mode, so let's put him back into his original mode. He's a pretty smooth guy. I like him. He had some swords at one time, but I'm not sure where they went. Over time, you lose a lot of toys. The thing about Power Ranger toys is they sell for a lot more money now than they did back then. You can tell that this guy's got some wear and tear, and some paint chips, some discoloration on him. He's a cool guy. Do you guys remember the Power Rangers? If there's any toys that you had growing up, drop it down in the comment section or let me know which ones that you remember or the ones that I have that you maybe had too in the comment section. Well, this guy here is falling apart. Snap it back together. This guy is a full Zord, meaning I can take him apart and he has his individual parts. He's missing his helmet though, his war helmet. Maybe I can take this guy apart and show you guys in another video. All the swords that I have, I can do another video showing all that. I think that'd be kind of cool to see, just the nostalgia of the swords from back in the day. This guy here, very special, is the White Tiger Zord from Power Rangers. His audio buttons up here, they still work. I had lost the battery cover, so I had to tape it. The cool thing about this sword is that he's signed by Jason David Frank before he passed away. Jason David Frank was the original white Power Ranger who eventually transferred, or he was the green Power Ranger and then transferred to the white Power Ranger. And he's played a few other colors throughout the times that he was on Power Rangers. believe this was signed, if not the same year that he passed away. A few, I believe, before I cut myself off, I had gotten a phone call, but I had gotten this signed a few months, if not a year or less, before he had passed away. So rest in peace, J.C. David Frank. Let's see. Let's dig a little deeper on this. Do y'all remember Inspector Gadget, the movie? This was a squirt gun arm from the McDonald's toys from the movie Inspector Gadget with Matthew Broderick. I believe at one time we had the entire collection of Inspector Gadget built. It was a separate part build that you would go and if you can get your parents to buy you McDonald's until you can get the entire man built. It's a lot of McDonald's and a lot of trips, but this is one piece that I kept because it doubles as a water gun. And I like being able to shoot the water at my brother. But once we got him built, we destroyed him. I don't know why, but we destroyed him. But this is the one piece that I chose not to destroy. And when I say destroyed him, we took a golf club to him. I don't know why. I kind of hate it now because I wish I would have had the whole build still today. You can get it on eBay, I believe, or anybody on like Facebook Marketplace or anywhere like that, but you probably pay a little bit more than you would had you just kept it. Let's see. This is another Zord. But this Zord does not come apart. He had a walkie-talkie that you would talk into here. And you could act like you are the Zord using your own voice. This is the Thundermaker Zord. I believe that's the Thundermaker Zord. Yeah. And then we had another one that does about the same thing. So I'm going to pull that one out. I believe this guy's missing some arms. This was a remote control that you could use, and he had wheels on the bottom. And you can make him go forward, left, or forward and back. And you can make him do different stuff like that. Or light up his eyes. But you can see he's missing an arm. I might have the arm down there somewhere, but I highly doubt it. Well, we're almost to the bottom, but we've got a long ways to go. And what do you know? I found the arm. The other arm to the Power Rangers Zord. This is an old game. Let's see, there's a date on it. 1994. Back in the day, they had little handheld games that weren't too in tune with graphics. Very flat, very basic, very basic. usually consisted of a background, and then they would put the game overlay over the background. When you think about it, it's kind of revolutionary for its time. I really like the idea that they had, and this game still works today. I've beaten it as an adult, so it's kind of cool. I probably should take the batteries out of this. I've played it a few times already as an adult. It says Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Alpha 5, where are you? That was Alpha 5, the little robot. And then you had the Power Rangers, of course, all your villains. You can't have the Ghostbuster mobile without the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He has no noise, no audio, very basic. At most, he can move his hand or move his arms up and down. Very basic. If you can hear in the background, there's a plane going over or a helicopter. It's kind of noisy outside. I do love the sound that planes make when they go over you. Alright, let's see. This was a toy from McDonald's. As a McDonald's toy from the movie Power Rangers, the 1999 movie Power Rangers Mighty Morphin with Ivan Ooze. I always wanted the original Zord, the real Zord from the movie. And I never got it as a kid, but as an adult I went back and made a purchase on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody was giving rid of it, so I got lucky enough and I bought it for $100. That's pretty cheap, considering these things can go for a little bit more than that. Here is the original. That's the original one. That is the Yellow Ranger bear. It's time to boogie with the bear. And of course, these are the legs for the Zord. That doubles as a frog. I'm really considering making a video of all the Zords and building them and breaking them down, building them and breaking them down. I think that'd be really fun to do and to see. This was a miniature Zord. The only movement was its hands, and of course my son. I introduced it to him too young and he broke the arm. But this would be the final Zord build when they are all connected. here's the arm attachment for that sword. He's got a fist head somewhere that attaches to his head. It doubles as his fist. And of course, here's another one where my son broke off the red one. Red's his favorite color, and well, he proved that with breaking the toys, the red ones. This was from the movie Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They had a whole series lines of like these metallic Power Ranger figures, and they have some decent movement. Their wrists can move, their forearms, and legs and feet. A little bit more movement than the toys today, for some weird reason. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's a good one too. The feet. Again, my son stepped on them and broke them. But this is the original Falcon without his feet. And this would attach to the back of the other sword. From the movie Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. I like that his mouth can open up. I am so much of a collectible lord that I kept his feet. I found his feet. I still have them. I tried to glue them at one time, but the glue did not stay, and I gave up. But that was his feet for the Falcon. Here's a few more Zords, little parts of different Zords. Let's see if we can build this one real quick. That is Power Ranger Zeo, I believe. That's a Zeo Zord. Pretty sure. It's the Green Ranger. This is before Apple iWatches. You had 1993 Saban Power Ranger watch. You know what time it is? Good question, but it's Power Ranger time. It doesn't work anymore. We've got the Red Ranger from Power Ranger Zeo. And then whenever you want to take him back into, when you go to build him, just a little star. You're a red shooting star. I'm starting to run out of room for all the toys on the floor. I found the fist. The fist would go on here. And now you got an arm. These are more McDonald's toys. These are the Falcon from the movie Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Do you guys remember these from the 90s? From the Power Rangers, from the McDonald's? A lot of burgers were bought back then. Thank you to my parents and grandparents. Grandparents probably bought more McDonald's than my parents. Not that there's a challenge or anything, but my parents would always tell me no. Which is right, you know. Can't have everything, but persistence prevailed, I guess, in this one. I've got the Pink Ranger sword from Zeo. These are the feet. That is a foot for the sword to stand. And that's what she looks like. And then next we have the Yellow Ranger, which is the shoulders for the Zord. It'd be like that, and then you build it from there. Here it is. That's from the movie Power Rangers. I'm not sure how that's gonna get anybody. You dancing? You dancing? Oh, oh. He's dancing. He's dancing over here. He's dancing over there. Dancing right there. He's dancing right there. Dancing. Dancing, 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 dancing. That is the Black Power Ranger from the movie. He's a frog. He had some character issues because he was a frog. He didn't think he was anything special. But a frog, when you kiss, turns into a handsome prince. This is a communicator from Power Rangers. You open it up and it's got a Alpha 5 in it. It's got Zord on. It's one of those changeables when you move them. $19.95, made in China. This guy was really cool. I don't remember his name. But he would turn into a ball and they would roll him. I missed his head, but he would turn into a wheel and they would roll him, and then he'd pop up and cause all kinds of problems for the bad guys. This guy was like a relic Zord, and they found him. And then he got big. His head's stuck in his chest right now. Can't get it out. Okay. Here's the blue Zord. This is the hand and the arm for the movie Power Rangers. So you had the red one and the blue one for the arms. The frog is the leg. The bird is the wing, or the eagle, falcon is the wings. And the bear is the chest. And now we're getting down to the very bottom. Another McDonald's toy. Check this out. That's how it would come to you. McDonald's toy. Even back then the toys weren't the greatest, but they are better than they are now, I would say. Of course, that's like personal opinion. This is the White Ranger without his armor. I lost his armor, I think it broke. We got the Red Ranger from the movie in his ninja suit. The movements back then for these toys. What are you supposed to do with that? We've got another Red Ranger. Pew, pew, pew. And again, the movement for these toys back then were a little bit more than they are now. Got a sword for one of those swords at the beginning of the video. This is a morpher, and it changes. I would always morph with this thing as a child. Morphin' time. There was no wrong time to morph. It's morphin' time all the time. This was the sword for the ninja, but it's broken. Plastic goes a long ways. Step away from Power Rangers for a second. Batman. From Batman Forever, I believe this one is. I think this is the Val Kilmer Batman. Is that Batman Forever? Whatever it says. $1995, so whatever Batman was in that year of 95. He kind of looks like Val Kilmer's got the jaw and the cheeks. Kind of got down to the very bottom of all just the random odd and end Power Rangers. some more Gold Ranger Power Rangers Zeo toys. This Spider-Man toy is really cool. I think this is like 2002 or something, but he just has a lot of movement as a Spider-Man toy. You can move his ankles, his legs, his thighs turning. You can really make this guy do his thing. He's meditating, or maybe he comes up from behind on his web. This is part of the wheel from the Ghostbuster mobile from the beginning. Well, we got this guy from Power Rangers. He was a villain. I'm not sure what his name was or what he did, but he was a villain. The thing about small soldier toys, they really had no rhyme or reason. They were just kind of there. I'm not sure what the reason was for him looking like he does, all distorted, cut up and beat up, other than like the battles and stuff that they had in the movie, but he never was that in the movie. But his arms would explode. That was his thing. You could push his middle chest and his arms will pop off. I assume that's from like when the movie, when they used the electromagnetic pulse and all the toys would like wig out and explode. I just don't remember him ever looking like that. That's part of the other sword. I believe I found the cover for my Tiger Sword too, so that's kind of cool for the battery cover. These are more McDonald's toys. The amount of money that I spent on McDonald's back in the day, well, I didn't spend it, but the amount of money my parents spent on McDonald's, that's crazy. These are little whistles that you would put your mouth on and blow, and they would make a noise. You would go, it would make a whistle noise. Something in there would spin. Kind of cool though. Not really sure how that fits into Power Rangers, but it's a toy that they made, so. Well, that looks like all the toys. Minus just odd and end weapon parts and stuff that have no connection to the other toys, because they're just ones that got left over in there. Blue Ranger, pew pew pew. But with that said, I do thank you guys for coming out and watching the video and keeping me going. I really appreciate the people who watch my videos, because sometimes I feel like they're not getting watched, but people out there are still watching them. So it means I'm doing something good for y'all. Always just trying to get back to the community and get back to what you guys do for us. So with that said, it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys. Till next time. Tingle on.